Welcome to Bus Vibes.
Well, hello, YouTube land. I'm gonna pop these open here. Today is September the 1st. It's a Monday. We do not have school today because it's a federal holiday. Also, tomorrow we do not have school, nor do we have Wednesday. So you're like, well, okay, what does that mean? It means I'm not driving again until Thursday of this week. And it's definitely different. I'm trying to slow down on some stuff, but today I figure I need to go ahead and clean the bus. And what better time? There's nobody around. Figure a good time to go ahead and wipe down all the seats, clean my windows, sweep it, maybe even wash it. Just depends on how hot it is. It's 82 degrees, so it's really not that bad out. I figure, you know, kids put their heads up against these windows and stuff, so, and, okay, when I was growing up, well, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so attire was quite a bit different, and so was hair products. Back in the day, we had, how would I say this? We used a lot of hair product. Whether you were white, whether you were black, it didn't matter. We all used hair products. Whether it was activator, which kind of made like your hair kind of greasy or oily, or you used mousse or like a can of hairspray every time you you wanted to comb your hair. Well, let me phrase that. We didn't comb our hair. All right. Once you set your hair in place, you deep dark sprayed the thing down until it was cleaned. I mean, until it wasn't moving at all. So, so yeah, and I just noticed some of these, especially the windows and the seats. I mean, you guys, this generation really doesn't use, that I can tell, uses a lot of hair product like we did. I mean, the gel and the mousse, you know, would come off on the seats and the windows. I remember as a kid, we'd ride the bus and it'd be a cold morning and the windows would be like all foggy. And we would, we would play on the windows. We would draw on the windows with our finger because they'd be all fogged up or whatever. And we would all be like, oh, here's the Smurf. Here's the Smurfs. And then wipe them all out because Gargamel went and took them out. You guys probably don't know who the Smurfs are. But I just vaguely remember. So I never watched it. I remember people talking about it. And they were the little blue guys. And I think there was a Smurfette. Or a girl Smurf or something. I don't know. It was something like that. Anyway. It's kind of warm in here. At least we got these hatches open. I was talking to my buddy, Steve. He was, his strobe light wasn't working the other day. And he's like, how can you tell? He's like, it's such a pain to walk so far away to see if your strobe light's working. I said, Steve, pop this hatch. Look right here. I don't know where my fingers are. Look right here. All right. And if you can see, the light will flash right here and you'll be able to know if your strobe is on because the strobe sits like right about here. He's like, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. Did I do this window? I know I did that one. I don't think I did this one. Well, it'll get another coat of cleanliness therein. Things hopefully will be slowing down here. I don't have 50,000 things coming up this week. I do have a couple, mostly in the evenings. I've got a few things, but most of them are around the house. So I got one thing at the school at the end of the week. And since we're off on Tuesday, I get to go to a staff meeting. I don't know what's going on with my GoPro. It's acting goofy, keeps shutting off. I am trying something different this week. On this one, I'm trying to record in 4K just to see if it really makes that big of a difference on what you guys see. I mean, it's kind of dark in here, so I'm not sure that's gonna matter too much. And you guys are probably like, is this what the whole video is gonna be of you washing windows? Well, at the beginning it will be. And maybe I'll do like a montage. I'll speed up the video and wash the bus from the outside. I've got 2 cameras. I can set them up and maybe I can get multiple views. I don't know. We'll see. It is a little different when you're not driving. You know, to give you guys something that entertains you. How about that? Oh, speaking of these hatches, do you guys know that we can do this way or in the front? So when the bus is going this way towards me, you get air coming in this way and then exiting out that way. Well, actually, I can feel a little bit of a breeze, not much of one. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your time off. Again, as I said, we've got 3 days off this week, so we're only going to be going to school. Well, let me phrase that. The kids have on Wednesday, they have what they're calling distance learning day. So they've got you wouldn't believe on the radio on Friday too, how many buses got called that said, hey, can you meet the parents? The kid left their Chromebook on the bus. Because they have to do all their assignments on their Chromebook on Wednesday. They're doing that like 3 or 4 times this year. I think part of it is when we had hurricanes last year, and they missed so much school that they decided to beat it just in case, and to make sure that the capability was there to be able to do the distance learning. I don't think it's anything from COVID, because that's so long ago, but you never know. My merch is supposed to be here this week. I was checking the tracking, so it'll be here, I think, on probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm hoping to do a video and I can show you guys the merch on then. I was coming up with some ideas on some other stuff. First, all I did right now is just did the Bus Vibes logo. I got an idea for a couple things. Most of it's just wording, but I wanted it to be, you know, I am not a big person that likes big logos on the front of their shirt. It drives me nuts. I mean, I got a couple of school stuff that I usually wear as undershirts underneath my Hawaiian shirts. But I'm just not a big fan of advertising for other people or for other companies. Heck, for even myself. So for me, I just do like a logo on the corner or something like that. To me, that to me is just the best way to do it. Oh man, my dash is filthy. I'll pull out the stuff and do that too. If you guys are wondering, no, the school does not provide us with all products or anything to clean our buses. This is just something that I want to do myself. You know, I got the cheapy Walmart brand window cleaner that I've had in the house, you know, that I use on my own personal car or whatever. I mean, there's been a couple things I bought. Like I bought an RV squeegee and an RV brush, washing brush that okay, good. All right, washing brush, that way I can wash the sides of the bus. I did a picture of it with my little guy a while back. And but yeah, for the most part, you know, we just keep clean of whatever we have. I mean, the school provides us with paper towels, kitty litter. I need to pull out the Goo Gone. Get all the glue off of there. Ugh, that's gross. You know, they give us the paper towels or whatever. So next time I'm in the shop, I have an extra roll up there and I think one in the back. I tend to keep a couple of rolls. You just never know when somebody's going to get sick or what have you. Nothing is worse than having to clean up after somebody gets sick on your bus. I'll be honest. It's pretty gross. But we use kitty litter. Kitty litter absorbs all of that the fluids up very conveniently, and so we found out that's the easiest way to do it. Sorry, as I bash my head into this fan right here. Don't think, yeah. Oh, I'm not a big barbecue on the grill guy. You know, a lot of people are like, you know, you gonna barbecue today? You gonna do that? I've got an old grill. I do grill some outside. Usually it's just so hot. I mean, if I'm gonna grill, it's gonna be like burgers or something when there's a lot of us. Most of the time we do the stuff in the oven. Like today, I think we've got planned, we went to Sam's Club yesterday and we got a big honking, what was it? Oh, big honking chicken pot pie. So that's what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. Daughter's off work. Grandson's here. My son came by a little bit. He's getting ready. We've got I don't know if you can see that blue thing right there. That's his disc golf. We've got a disc golf course not that far from here. He goes over there every week. So we'll get this. We see him still, even after he's moved out. And no, I'm not using Armor All or anything. Like I said, this is just strictly window cleaner just to get some of the dust off. I am not like JB. JB is an awesome guy. We love JB. He details his bus like every week, or it seems like every day. I never see his bus dirty. He does Armor All on the wheels and what have you. I'll do all that later. I got a tool I'll use for that. So yeah, and those of you who don't know, 201 was his bus. That used to be his bus. He was the first one with this bus, and then they swapped with the person that used to have it before me. Partially, she needed to be able to adjust the pedals because she had like a broken leg or something, and have the adjustable pedal. And as I said, I think I've told you guys this in a previous video, this bus is not quite as long as the other 2024s. It's slightly shorter, and he drives a strictly high school. That's all he does is high school kids. And so he needed the slightly longer bus. It's the same amount of seats, there's just more leg room in between the seat here. So that's why he ended up with 212. And then person that had it before me, she ended up retiring. And so now you guys got me. That's the only reason I have this bus, is I bid on the route, and I don't know if it's because I took care of it all last year, I kind of went out of my way, or if it was just, well, you guys all know Lane got 171. You know, he retired. They put 99 as a spare, and they gave him 171. Well, 171 did not go to the middle school. It went to another part of our, it went to another middle school in our, what do you call it, division? In our county. That's a better word. So another one in the county. So it wouldn't confuse the kids to be able to, they go, hey, there's 171, that's my bus. And it's not. It's, you know, now they're on 212 or whatever, you know. So that's one reason I think maybe why they didn't have enough from some of the other schools to swap with this one. I don't know. I really don't. And I'm not worried about it. All I am is thankful that I got 201. It's funny. Somebody called me the other day. You guys don't hear it so much because a lot of times when we get called, it's when we got kids on the bus or right after, before we hit record or whatever. But whenever anyone calls me on the radio, I always go for 201. You know, it's kind of the military in me. It's just kind of the way I always did it when I was in the military. So that is one of the shirts I'm going to make. I'm going to put go for 201 on there. I think I'm going to do like 201 equals fun, because I got that on my digital display up there when it's running. I've had kids come up and say 201 is fun. And then the other kids, yes, it is. Well, I say kids, it's mostly my middle and high schoolers. This window is really bad. I can see head prints on it. And I want to thank you guys for, we are now, it's funny, I know I talk about it on here, but hopefully in the future, you know, all this will, I go back at some of these videos and just laugh at either A, how bad I was talking, or B, the amount of people we had. You know, we're just over 2,000 subscribers, and thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I know 99% of you are probably coming from Lane's channel, which is fine by me, because I know Lane, we're good friends, and Although he was giving me a hard time yesterday at church. He was like, dude, how many videos you gonna put out in a week? Because last week I think I put out 3 or 4. See, I said, I only put them out as if something breaks. And I said, and I had all plethora of stuff that was breaking last week. And so he's like, fair. He's like, I do the same thing. Look at that. It's drawn on the wall. We do have some cleaner at work. I'll probably have to go back and get it for this. It's graffiti remover. That stuff is good stuff. It's like orange clean mixed in with 409, mixed in with bleach, I mean, the stuff really does work pretty well. I'll have to, next time I need to go get fuel, which probably will be this week. I'm at a half a tank, so I don't really have to rush to get there. I can probably make it all this week, but I don't want to have to go up there on a Monday morning after the route. It's just so many people in line. And if you guys saw Lane's last video, he kind of complained about the same thing, about how long the lines are for getting fuel. I know some people, they just bring a book when they go get fuel while they're waiting. You know, they'll clean their bus, sweep their bus out, and then they'll just sit there and read a book. Haven't had too many of you guys ask questions. I mean, I think somebody asked, you know, what does the engine look like? And I'll do that on my next time I do a pre-trip video. I've been tasked to do a complete official Lowndes County inspection. What they want us to inspect whenever they're going to get certified with our evaluator, and the exact wording and all that. I've got it all printed out, and I'm just waiting for the weather to cool a little bit more. Probably could have been something I did today, but I wanted to get this bus clean. And so yeah, so I've got to do that. Come up here soon. I'll probably just put it on the channel as a regular one. Let you guys all read it, or watch it. It's not going to be the most enjoyable, and I will tell you that at the beginning, that this is official. Basically, it's officially for evaluation. But you guys, it will point out all the different areas, what different things are. So if you're ever wondering what is that? Is that what? Why do you call it that? Or what is this? Or what, you know, is that the power steering? Is that whatever it is? You know, things like that. Love bugs. There's a love bug in here. You know what? It'll die. As long as it's not a wasp, I don't care. Speaking of that, my elementary kids, they freak out over the littlest thing. If there's a little love bug in here, they would freak out. Oh, it's a bug! It's a bug! Like, yeah, it's a bug. Big deal. Most of the time, they're up here on the ceiling, and they stay away from the kids. All right. Back here is my stash. Disinfectant cleaner. Specifically used for children and pets. So, yeah. I guess I'll do 2 at a time. Paper towels. Yeah, you don't realize, I mean, think about it. Somebody's sitting in these things every day. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. 4 times a day. Because I've got high school and middle school first thing. Then I got elementary. That's all in my AM. And then my PM route, it's vice versa. Then I got elementary again. And then I've got high school, middle school. Now my elementary have assigned seats, so it should be the same person. Look at that. Ugh. That's gross. My GoPro shut off again. So these boys and girls, my elementary kids, should be sitting in the same seats every time. And I do have to get on to them a lot of times, especially when we're trying to leave the school. And I've got to have an exact count when we're leaving the elementary school. Just say, okay, how many do you have? They don't ask that, but I have seen too many times where a student gets left behind and then they're like, we want you to come back and get them. So I know exactly how many I have. High school, middle school, a little different. Because I got some kids that only ride in the morning. I got some kids that only ride in the afternoon. I've got some kids that only ride once in a blue moon. So it just depends. So I don't count them so much as my elementary. I know I'm supposed to have X number every day. And when I leave the school, I actually have to check with them. Hey, I'm missing these 3 kids. Where are they? Did they check out? Are they here? You know, and then they go check it and figure out, they're like, oh yeah, they checked out. So, kind of wish that they would share that with us, that database or whatever that they have. So we can look at it and say, oh, little Sally is not going to be on the bus. You know, because I can't go by the student's word. One student might say, hey, yeah, such and such checked out. They're not here. I can't go by that because it's not allowed. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking here for a bit. We'll speed up the video and maybe maybe I'll find some different music, play for you guys. Okay, everybody, that's it. Cleaned the bus inside and out. I washed the other wheels when I was offline or off the camera, because I was on the right side. I didn't want to move the cameras back to the left side, you know, just so you guys can see me wash the last two wheels. I do the wheels last just because they're usually the dirtiest. So, and then that way I can just rinse the brush off when I'm done. Anyway, again, thank you all for slugging through this. The air in here feels good. I'm getting ready to park it back where I normally park it. I can't leave it here just because there's not enough room for us to get the other cars out. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend. I appreciate all you guys again. And just remember, 201 is fun.